Okay, so this is a little bit of a different video, but I'm ready to get into it. So, what is up, guys? It is Allison Marie, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. So, as you can tell by the title of today's video, I wrote a legacy challenge. Yes, I did. You girl did. Now the reason why I wrote a legacy challenge is because we are so close to hitting 1,500 subscribers. So I wanted to kind of give you guys this as kind of like a thank you. I don't know if we'll be at 1,500 subscribers when this video goes out, but it's kind of like a thank you for all the love and support you've given me, even if like we're not at 1,500 subscribers when I'm releasing this, because I'm releasing this on January 3rd, which is actually my 22nd birthday. So yes, happy birthday to me. But I'm actually recording this December 18th because that's how far ahead I am with videos right now. So yeah. Basically, the theme of the legacy challenge is gemstones, because I call you guys my gems. So I was like, you know what, what's something that I can do that kind of like fits my vibe, that has like color scheme? Gemstones. So yes, the legacy challenge is called the Gemstone Legacy Challenge. And each generation, to kind of give you like a quick synopsis, is each generation is based off of the birthstones, varying birthstones. So like you'll see what they are, but like one gen is garnet, so that's based off of the garnet birthstone, which is for people born in January. So it's based off of the Capricorn zodiac sign. So I mixed birthdays and zodiacs and their birthstones to make them. So I basically based the personalities of each gen based off of either the traits of the gemstone itself, or the zodiac that correlates with the dates that gemstone is the birthstone for. So also I want to say this challenge does require packs. There are certain generations that are occults. Not every occult is used, but there are occults in this challenge. And now if you want to do this challenge without occults, rewrite it. But the actual challenge has occults in it. And I will talk about that when I get to there. But with this little intro, I'm going to show you the challenge. So I'm actually going to show you guys this with no webcam, just so that way it's like my big old face isn't taking this up. But I will make like I can make like a checklist if you guys want, but these are just kind of like the basic like things for me to kind of, as I was writing, and like this is the actual document that I was writing, but I'm going to make like an actual chart and things like that. But for now, this is what it is. And if I might just edit this and just make it like a check off list. I probably will do that before this video goes out. But yeah, so the Gemstone Legacy Challenge is a 10 generation legacy challenge for The Sims 4. The challenge is color themed based on the gems of each of the generation. I also took inspiration from the aligning zodiac signs for each gemstone for the rules and personalities of each gen, as I stated before. Starting off, you need to create your founder. They can be any gen or genre identity. Design and create them any way you want them to look. Each generation has to follow this color scheme, i.e. hair color, eye color, the color of their clothes, and their house. They do not have to have vibrant skin tones, but they can if you want. The aspiration must be completed for each gen to help make sure that your sim sees their grandchildren and lives in far into their older ages. Because if you don't know this, if your Sims do not complete their aspirations, they will die younger. Yeah. Anyways, but that is the only reason why the aspiration has to be completed. The Legacy Challenge can be played on either short or normal lifespan. I don't care which one. If you want more of a challenge, do it on short. If you want the challenge to be played the way I'm going to play it, it's going to be on normal. But by absolutely no means are you ever able to play this challenge on long lifespan. I don't want you guys to have the same generation for almost 400 in-game days. I only have long lifespan for my sim self save file because I like grinding out my sim self, and I like playing her for a long time. That is why I have my sim self on long lifespan. Also, feel free to post this challenge online or in the gallery, and you can use hashtag Gemstone Legacy or hashtag Gemstone Legacy Challenge, whichever one you prefer to do. But you can upload your Sims to that, and when you post it, make sure to use that hashtag. Also, additional things, if you don't have any of the occults, you can just make your sim not an occult, just follow the rules and make them not an occult and like adjust the rules. If you don't have any packs required for a gen, you can swap out the requirements for something similar for the packs that you do have. And lastly, this challenge includes occults because I rarely play with them, and I want an excuse to play with them more. If you don't like them, change it, as I said before. So, because I know people will be like, well, I don't like this, I don't like that. Change it. If you don't like a rule, either don't do it or change it. Like if you don't like it, change it. Period. Simple as that. And then the next page is just what the gens are and their brief color schemes. So like Gen 1 is garnet, so that's dark red. Gen 2 is amethyst, which is purple. Gen 3 is aquamarine, which will be light blue. Gen 4 is diamond, which the color scheme for that is like a silvery and gray. Gen 5 is emerald, which is dark green. Gen 6 is sapphire, which the color scheme for that is dark blue. Gen 7 is tourmaline, which the color scheme for that is pink. Gen 8 is opal. Now with opal, I was like, what am I gonna do with that? Because opal can be like, it has like hues of things like that, but I decided on white because it is a majority white. So Gen 8 opal is white. Gen 9, which is citrine, is yellow. And then Gen 10, which is onyx, which obviously onyx is black. So now that we've kind of like read out the rules, and you can kind of give like hints as to like what they are, because I put it on here because these are like my ideas, you'll see. But now let's get into Garnet Gen. So each one will have a corresponding zodiac sign next to it. So it says Garnet Gen Capricorn. And then the synopsis for this gen is: you were born into a family of educated people, and you want to continue the tradition of going to college and get a degree. Your only issue is you feel like you have to do a really important job, and you feel like you're forced into a degree and a career you have. You are really creative and intelligent, but you also are very hot-headed, especially if someone or something causes you an inconvenience. You have a midlife crisis after reaching the middle point of your job and switch to be a painter. So, your traits for this are: you're ambitious, loyal, and hot-headed. Your aspiration is a Renaissance sim, and your favorite colors are red and dark red. And the rules for this challenge go as follows. You must complete the Renaissance sim aspiration, and you have to go to university and earn a degree in biology. I have to also turn off the aging whilst you're in university, because of the fact that doing university on normal lifespan is a pain in the ass. You will be in college until you're an elder. And then rule 3 is do the doctor career for the rest of your young adult life after you graduate. Rule number 4, you have to have one of the part-time careers whilst you're in university. I don't care what it is. Barista, fast food worker. I don't care what it is. Just do it. And then you must switch to the painter's career as an adult once you get your degree, and you work for your entire young adult life with that degree. But as I said, you switch to be a painter when you become an adult, i.e. midlife crisis. And with this gen, you are only allowed to have one child. So that is the synopsis for Garnet Gen. If you have any questions, make sure to comment them. I do read every single comment you guys make, and I really appreciate looking at your comments. So thank you all for leaving the nice comments. But yes, if you have any questions with anything, make sure to let me know. Moving on to Amethyst Gen, which is based off of the zodiac sign Aquarius. So, you're born the child of a high-strung weirdo. You can't stand the fact that your parents are so, quote, follow the rules, go to school, and get a good paying job. You don't want to do any of that. You just want to do yoga and meditate in your room. So that's just what you do. While your parents are at work, you go to school, come home, then meditate. You just know you can make a career out of it and no one's going to tell you otherwise. This does require a mod. I will say this does require a mod. If you don't want to use a mod, use small businesses. I'm going to preface that. I wrote make a small business, but there is a yoga career if you want to use it. This is the in-game version because I forgot that you can create a yoga business with businesses and hobbies. I'm lovely. So your traits for this are creative, a genius, and an overachiever. Your aspiration is inner peace. And then your career is, as I said, make a small business and do wellness classes. But if you want to install the mod for the wellness or yoga instructor, you can. I'll have it linked on here when I make it public. And your favorite colors for this gen are dark purple, light purple, and white. Okay, so the rules for this gen are you must max the wellness skill, max the logic skill, and you must reach a 5-star business. I wrote it this way because, well, there's 2 more, but I'm going to talk about the business thing here. If you want to do the yoga career, I will give it to you, but let me know. Because the reason I removed it is because I was like, well, with businesses and hobbies, you can just create the yoga classes and charge either hourly or per thing you want. So that's up to you. And then once you have to reach a 5-star business, and also you have to be maxing either the dreamer or schemer alignment. I don't care which one. It is your choice if you want to be a dreamer or a schemer. It is 100% your choice, and no one's going to take that from you. And then you must complete the inner peace, inner aspiration. Then obviously for each one of these generations, you have to produce the next heir, which is kind of self-explanatory. So, yeah, that is Amethyst gen. Aquamarine gen, which is based off of the Pisces sign. Ever since you were a child, you saw your parents do whatever and only what made them happy. So that's what you strive to do. You love animals and want to do everything you can to help them. Your aspiration is a friend of the animals. Your traits are cheerful, loves the outdoors, and child of the ocean. Your favorite colors are baby blue, light blue, sky blue, and white. And then the rules, I love how I didn't put a tab there, but the rules are, for one, you must become a mermaid. You have to become a mermaid. That is not negotiable. I don't know what it could be if for base game, but yeah. You have to become a mermaid. You must reach level 10 in the flower arranging skill, which that comes with seasons. I think the flower arranging skill comes with seasons. And then you have to complete the friend of the animals aspiration, which comes with cats and dogs. And you always have to have some form of a pet in your house, whether this is a rat or some type of rodent that comes with my first pet stuff, or like a cat or a dog. I will count horses as well because technically horses are pets. But yeah, you have to have always some type of a pet. And then you have to reach level 10 in the conservation career. So, yeah, I think that's kind of like a good mix of things. If you want to add anything to this or remove anything from it, well, I don't really want you to remove anything from it. But like if you have like pack limitations, like you can modify it 100%. So that is Aquamarine gen. Moving on, we have Diamond gen, which you can tell I obviously thought a little bit more about this one. Diamond gen is based off of the zodiac sign Aries. And this is the synopsis. It says, you grew up in a super relaxed household. You could do whatever you want, whenever you want. A curfew, don't know her. Get in trouble for being out until 3 a.m. on a school night, not happening. So, since your parents let you do whatever you want, when it comes to your career choice, you obviously have to take the least serious one, the comedian. You realize you dream of being a comedian, and even though you struggle for money, you love it. Eventually, you end up getting famous because one of your clips goes viral. You then move to LA, Del Sol Valley, to live out the rest of your life and build a family. So, With this, you have to have the jokester aspiration. Your traits must be goofball, self-assured, and ambitious. Your favorite color for this is silver because it's a diamond gen. And then the rules for this challenge, for this gen, is 1, you have to max the entertainer career specifically in the comedian branch, because I think at level 4 or 5 is when you get to choose whether you want to be an entertainer or comedian. You choose the comedian. Rule 2, you must max the comedy skill, which is pretty, I think you have to do that to max the career anyway, so it kind of goes hand in hand. Number 3, you must max the charisma skill, which may or may not go hand in hand with that. I'm not entirely sure. And then number 4, you have to complete the jokester aspiration. And number 5, you must become famous. Can cheat, and then I said, if you can cheat this if you aren't at least a proper celebrity at level 10 of the career. So I don't care, because I've had to do it for storyline purposes. If you are not at least a proper celebrity when you reach level 10 of the career, feel free to cheat it. Just shift click on your sim with cheats enabled and set him to the global superstar. So that is the diamond gen. I feel like we're flying through these at this point. But this is gen 5, emerald gen. So emerald gen, which is based off of the Taurus zodiac sign, says you grew up the child of a famous comedian. You got everything you ever wanted. Chanel baby shoes? Yup. Tiffany earrings as a toddler? 100%. So naturally as an adult, you want everything you're quote-unquote entitled to. You're self-centered and want only what's best for you and your children. Your aspiration is world-famous celebrity. Your traits are jealous, romantic, and materialistic, and you have the acting career. And your favorite color is dark green. The goals for this are become a global superstar, which varies from diamond gen because it's just kind of like they wanted to be a comedian. Their goal wasn't really necessarily to be famous, but they got famous as a result. Emerald gen, they want to be more famous than their parent. So that's why I wanted to explain that a little bit, because I do realize when I'm reading this out loud, like they're kind of very similar. But I wanted to kind of like explain the difference. Okay, so number 2, you must treat everyone around you poorly. You are the best after all. And when I say treat everyone poorly, I mean treat everyone poorly. You're gonna have an atrocious reputation. You have to have 5 failed relationships. And these are romantic relationships, by the way. These aren't 5 failed friendships. You can also have 5 failed friendships along with 5 failed romantic relationships. But you have to have at least 5 failed romantic relationships. You can do more, but you have to at least have 5. You're never allowed to get married in this gen. And then you have to have a child with each failed relationship, which sounds crazy, but you have to have a child with each failed relationship. And you can kind of make up the reason for storytelling purposes as to why each relationship ended. It can be whatever you choose. And then because you are the best, you have to live on the best lot in Del Sol Valley, obviously. So you live on the Chateau Peak lot in Del Sol Valley, which is the 64 by 64 lot that in Del Sol Valley, which I think costs like $20,000 or $35,000. And then you have to reach level 10 of the acting career. So yeah, that is Emerald Gem. I kind of went with this because it was like Emerald Gem, like kind of green with envy and jealousy and things like that. So that's kind of why I did what I did. So next is the Sapphire Gen, which is based off of the zodiac sign Virgo. So with this gen, I mean, you can see it in the brief. You become a spellcaster in this. So the debrief is your parent, you're never married, you never had 2 parents. Your parent was so self-centered and materialistic they didn't notice when you would leave right after school and go to a completely different world. Since your parent never paid attention to you, you spent your time in Glimmerbook. You just can't help but feel like a quote-unquote magical connection to the world. One day, when you're a teen, you're exploring the world and you walk through the portal and find the magic world. You interact with the locals and they tell you they can give you something your parents could never. Magic. So, you become a spellcaster and do everything you can to be the best witch/wizard that ever existed. Your aspiration with this one is different because when you age up to a teen, you have to give them the loves the outdoors aspiration. You can complete however much you want of it, but you don't have to complete anything if you want. And then when they become a spellcaster, you have to give them the spellcraft and sorcery aspiration. Your traits must be loner, cat lover, and a plant lover. Your favorite color is dark royal blue. So when I say dark royal blue, I'll show you an example. I will make like actual things with this, but like this, like any shade of this besides this, like either one of this one, or even like this, like that's what I mean. And the rules for this gen are: you must complete the spellcraft and sorcery aspiration. You have to adopt a black cat. You can either create one and create a sim, or adopt one if there's one available, but if there's not one available, feel free to create one and create a sim. You must become a master spellcaster, so that's reaching the highest level you can. I think it's called master. I'm not entirely sure if that's just vampires though. But you have to reach the top rank as a spellcaster. And with this, you only can have one child, and you never get married because you would rather spend time being by yourself and anything like that. And kind of, in my mind, since you never get married, the child is kind of like a mistake per se. So write that into whatever storyline you want. Okay. What is this? Gen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Gen 7 is tourmaline, which is the color pink, which is also based off of the zodiac sign Libra. And my dog is growling. She's looking out the window growling. Anyways, so the synopsis for this gen is: you grew up with a very magical childhood. You always wanted to help people. So as an adult, you decide to become a doctor. While you're at university, you work hard on your grades and you're a straight A student. At the same time, you meet the love of your life in university and you stay with them until you die. So your traits with this are genius, love bug, and a perfectionist. Your aspiration is a Renaissance sim. Your career is a doctor. And your favorite colors are dark pink and light pink, which is the colors of, well, technically tourmaline. I don't know what colors. I'll show you what a tourmaline is. Tourmaline. As you can tell, I went into things with this. But like this is, like there's other colors of a tourmaline. Like there's like pink and green in there. It's kind of very wicked coded, but this is like what I was thinking. So like this kind of a color. So yeah. So the goals for this challenge are: you must reach, or for this challenge, for this gen are: you must reach level 10 of the doctor career. You have to complete the Renaissance sim aspiration. That might require you to switch careers. I'm not entirely sure. If it does, you can switch switch careers once you complete the doctor career. Number 3, you have to max the logic skill. You have to max the charisma skill. And you have to max the rocket skill. Now, I realize I made this gen kind of like more difficult per se. So, and you also have to go to university too, because that's what it says up here. But anyways, this gen is very driven. So yeah, that's all I can say. So the gen is very driven. So, and while they're in university, as I said before, you can pause aging. I don't care. So The next gen, which is Gen 8, I had to check my thing, is Opal, which is based off the Scorpio zodiac sign. So this says, your parents had very high paying jobs to make sure you and your siblings had everything that you wanted in the world and more. You had the white picket fence childhood with every toy you could ever imagine. You, however, think that because your parents didn't hand you everything and pay for your education that they neglected you. You spend your entire childhood trying to get an education but fail at every turn you take. It's very complex, very complicated, I understand. So, your traits for this are jealous, mean, and loyal. Your aspiration is going to be the chief of mischief. Your favorite colors are white, pink, blue, green, and yellow. Those are basically the colors of Opal, but the main color is supposed to be white with this. Your goals for this is to complete the Chief of Mischief aspiration, enroll in uni and drop out after the first term, then re-enroll when you can. You never are allowed to complete a university degree. Change career, and you have to change careers at least 3 times throughout your life. You can pick them, and you have to change them when you get to approximately around level 5, and you are only allowed to have the twins. Obviously, Gemini. They're supposed to be Gemini, but I made it Sagittarius. I don't know why, but anyways. Why did I make it Sagittarius and not Gemini? Gemini. Oh, I did. That's what the citrine is. When I tell you, I was like, it doesn't seem right that citrine is the Gemini birthstone, but it is. These are what they are. So I'm really confused. I just picked one of them. So citrine. I'm gonna change that to Gemini from Sagittarius, just because. Fuck. Yeah, I was right. I did base it off of Gemini. I'm like, why does this confusing me? This is Gemini. This is not Sagittarius. Because they're creative as well. Because I got really confused. Citrine Gen is genius. Gemini. My God. Gemini. When I tell you I wrote this at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm telling you. So anyways, now that is fixed, thank God I caught that. So you are a Gemini, so that's why there's twins. So you are a twin because the Geminis are twins. Anyways, you grew up in a chaotic home. Your parent never held down a singular job. This really took a toll on the entire family. You want to prove everyone that you aren't like your parents, so you do everything in your power to do well in school to study for a high-paying job. You love everything to do with reading, writing, and academics. The aspiration is best-selling author. Your traits are creative, active, and outgoing. Your favorite colors are orange, amber, and yellow. And then the goals for this gen are: you must complete the best-selling author aspiration. You have to max the author career and reach level 10 in the writing skill. And then you also have to reach level 10 in 2 other creative skills of your choice. I kind of let this one kind of be a little bit freer. So yeah. This gen's a little bit freer. You kind of get to choose like more of the things, while also still having like written challenges and written rules. So yeah, and I love how I just realized that when I wrote this, I forgot to make sure that Citrine Gen was Gemini, because I specifically had Opal Gen have twins specifically for this reason, because Geminis are twins. But anyways, moving on to the 10th and final gen, Onyx Gen, which is based off of the zodiac sign Leo. And as you can tell, they're a vampire. This one is very like heavy on the rules, mainly because some of them are easy, but like because you're a vampire, you live longer and you'd never die. So yeah. So it says you were left alone as a child, not in a bad way, but in a I don't want to be an overbearing parent type of way. So you stay in your room in the dark, reading books by candlelight. One of the books that piqued your interest was the vampire lore books. Are vampires real? You've heard rumors that one of your ancestors was a witch and the other was a mermaid. But that occult stuff is just a fantasy, right? One night in high school, you and your friends sneak out after curfew into the vampire world. In the quote-unquote vampire world. Let me rephrase that. And you meet a guy that tells you that he can turn you into a vampire if you are willing. You think about it and you decide that on your 18th birthday, you're going to take that person up on their offer and become a vampire, keeping you forever frozen at 18 years old. Your aspiration is a villainous Valentine. And your traits are loner, unflirty, and evil. So, I want to kind of also say this before I get into reading the rules. The reason I say that they decided on your 18th birthday you're going to turn into a vampire is because I don't want you guys frozen as a teen vampire. So that's why it is what it is. But anyways, so the rules with this: you must become a vampire. You must move to Forgotten Hollow. You must marry a very rich, very old vampire. You can give Vladdy Daddy a makeover and have it be Vladdy Daddy. I don't care. Just very, very rich, very old vampire. And you have to have 5 children, which I know seems like a lot, but vampires live forever. So 5 children, one child every 10 years. What's the matter to you? Then you must max the pipe organ skill, which is a 10 level skill. And then you also must max the vampire lore skill, which is a 15 level skill, which I understand is kind of difficult, but it is only 2 skills. And a lot of these rules are just kind of like must live in a world, must marry a vampire kind of thing. So, and then to go with the villainous Valentine, you must break up relationships by killing Sims. And you can install a deadly vampires mod, extreme violence, or just kill them with MCC. Don't care how you do it. And then you have to become a self-published author because you have to make money somehow. And you love reading books, so you become a self-published author. So, that is the Gemstone Legacy Challenge. I spent probably about 3 weeks on this. Well, probably. I spent really about 2 hours writing all these, but it took me so long to get a general consensus as to what I exactly wanted to do with this and write all the gens and decide that. But it took me probably about 4 hours to write all of this down, and I was researching as I was writing it. So I really, really hope you guys like it. And I will be playing this on this channel. I was going to stream it, but I've decided I'm going to just play it on my YouTube channel and kind of go from there. So yeah, the reason I wanted to record this is because I kind of wanted to try playing it today. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. But yeah, if you guys like today's video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe and ding the notification bell when you do subscribe, so that way you never miss a video from me. So yeah, with all that being said, I love you all so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.